Hi! Can you believe we are on week 7? I can't. I hope you're having some fun working with PowerPoint and learning some new tips and tricks to it. You will notice if you look back at your assignments last week, I did go in and add points to them. The CED automatic grading system sometimes doesn't count your graphics. If you're off just a little bit with your graphics, it counts it off. And sometimes if you have to go back and mess with adding graphics together, joining them together, if you don't do it in the exact way they want you to, it counts you off. So I don't want to, if you have it done correctly, then I'm going to give you credit for it. So if you go in, you'll notice that I did increase your scores for your PowerPoint assignments. So wanted to let you know about that. This week, in week 7, we're continuing on in PowerPoint. So let's take a look at that. So here in week 7, we've got PowerPoint 3. You've got the public art policy for Parnell Island, the holiday PowerPoint, and then a Capstone Project. And we're going to go over a little bit of those in detail here in a second. But I also want to talk to you about Module 8, which is next week, which is a final project because week 8 is actually a short week. Classes end on Friday, so you don't have the last weekend, which you're used to using. But the way the college calendar works, class actually ends on Friday, July 29th. So don't be late because you messed that up. Because I have to turn grades in right away, so I can't turn anything late. In fact, going forward, there is no late work. Everything needs to be turned in on time. So if you don't get stuff turned in on time this week, it's going to be a 0. So please pay attention to what you're doing. So let's go in here to Module 7. We have your typing. This is the last week you have to do typing in this class. And then in Module 3, you have your training, as usual. And then there's a project, which is the public art policy for Parnell Island. So if I go ahead and click on this one, no, I don't. I usually don't go in and click on these assignments. There are YouTube videos out there going over this assignment and how to complete it. So you'll be able to go in and look at that. Let's click on here. I just want to pull up. You can see we have your art video and a graphic, as well as your starter file, and as well as your instructions. And here in your instructions, I've had a couple of people ask me some questions about this, and I just wanted to come in here and check it out. You can see the best thing to do is to go step by step through what the project asks you to do. And so right here it lets you know you're going to be cropping this picture. This is not the way this picture looks when you enter it. It's got more of the tree in the picture. You're actually cropping it. And so that's what your final picture should look like. Down at the bottom, here on the very last page, it lets you know what your pictures, what your slides should look like. Now, the good news is you're not working on each one of these slides. You're doing just a few of them you're modifying. So make sure you pay attention to the steps and follow the steps, and don't just look at this final figure to try to do everything. Make sure you read the instructions. So that is your public art policy for Parnell Island. That is that assignment. And then if we go in here, you also have a celebration PowerPoint. Now this one, you're going to have to do a little thinking. Hopefully you'll have some fun with this. So let's come in here and look at the assignment. This is one that I will be going in and grading for you. But what you need to do is you need to think about some type of a celebration that you have as a family, you have as a country, you have as a culture. You could do birthdays. You could, because every culture celebrates birthdays a little different. I know in Hispanic culture, a lot of times they have a piñata they do. In my family, for birthdays, we always do cupcakes. We don't do cakes, we do individual cupcakes. So what are the different things you do? The key is to pick a holiday, and you want to find a holiday that gets celebrated in 5 different ways, like 5 different countries. You could do the 4th of July, even though that's an American holiday, because for the 4th of July, we celebrate our independence. Well, there are a lot of countries out there that have specific ways they celebrate their independence. So you just do it on those holidays. I see a lot of Halloween, and how All Hallows Day or All Hallow Eve is celebrated in different countries, how we do it in the United States. Mexico has the Day of the Dead. That's a whole different ballgame. So pick a holiday and research it on the internet. I've had one person do Pride Day and how different countries around the world celebrate Pride Day. I've seen one of the more interesting ones was Valentine's Day. Some countries don't give chocolate. Some countries give books. So pick a holiday and do some research on the internet for it. Find ways that different cultures or different countries celebrate that holiday. Try to make it one of your family holidays, because that way I get to know a little bit about you when you tell me about your holiday. And here in the assignment, it tells you, hey, here on slide 1, I want your title of the celebration and your name in the subtitle. Slide 2 is just going to be an overall explanation with 2 or 3 bullet points. And then on slide 3, the title of a country that you're talking about and a little bit about that. And same with 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 8 is going to be your closing slide. So you're going to have 5 slides. You're going to have animations to the graphics, if you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do animations, you don't have to do animations, but you do have to do the transition. I want a transition on every single slide. There needs to be graphics, and they need to be formatted in a different way. So here in a, sorry, my dog is being very needy right now. Here's one that I did on Christmas and different Christmas celebrations around the world. And you can do Christmas, that's completely fine. Just try to pick 5 different countries. So I talk about what Christmas is, what they do in Turkey, what they do in Germany, Europe, United States, how my family celebrates it, and then I did a closing slide, just kind of reiterating what was I talking about. So that's what you need to do with yours. And again, you can choose Christmas, you can choose any one you want. Thanksgiving is a good one, even though that is our an American holiday. A lot of countries have some type of a harvest celebration that they do. So New Year's is another good one that I've seen people do. So Labor Day, May Day, they're all similar. So use your imagination and research on the internet. But that is due, it's a celebration PowerPoint. Make sure you get it done, and it is due by July 24th. And again, I will not accept it after July 24th, so make sure you get it turned in on time. All right, so that's this week. There is a video, I think, out there that talks a little bit about the celebration PowerPoint as well. Not going to tell you exactly what to put on each slide. This is your presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So have fun with it. Enjoy it. So that is Module 8, PowerPoint 3. You've got your training, the public art policy, the holiday PowerPoint presentation, and then there's also a capstone project, the City of Santa Rita. And again, it is a conglomerate things you've learned in chapters 1, 2, and 3. And it's a capstone project, so it will be graded automatically. And again, once I go in and look at the grades for the project 1 and the capstone project, I will be adjusting the grades and going in and looking at them on my own and adding some points to those because, again, I don't like the way they grade, so I go in and grade it as well. So you have those 4 items this week that need to get done, or 5. Typing, training, public art policy, the holiday celebration, and then the city of Santa Rita. Then, the next week is your computer applications final project. So, it is due by July 29th. You can't be late with that. What you're going to be doing with this very last one is an Olympic report. You are going to be researching the Olympics. I don't care which Olympics you look at. It can be the ones from 2020. It can be the very first Olympics. It can be Summer Olympics. It can be Winter Olympics. What you're going to be doing is finding one Olympic games, and you're going to be doing some research on the internet. And then for Excel, you're going to be picking 10 countries, starting out with a table like this in Excel, where you list your country name and you list how many medals they got. Then you're going to go in and add a total column, so you're going to be adding all those up. You're going to be putting a name on the worksheet tab. You're going to be putting a title on it. You're going to be merging and centering that title, and you're also going to be creating a column chart. So you're going to have a 2D column chart as well as a pie chart. Now, I don't show you what your final project's going to look like in this. I used to do that, and then I found that students were just copying what I did, and I don't want that. I want this to be yours. So make sure you read this data and you get the information in here correctly to do your Excel spreadsheet over your Olympic medal count. In Word, I want you to create a flyer that highlights one of the Olympic events from the year that you're looking at. And you're going to be just creating a flyer. Think of when you did the Worldwide Communication flyer, you had some bullet points and you had a paragraph of information on there. Now, a lot of that was already done for you. This time, you have to do it. You get to pick the Olympic event that you want to talk about. Do not just copy and paste information off the internet. You will get counted off if I discover that you did that. So do not just copy paste. Make sure everything is in your own words for this flyer. You can keep it simple, but make sure you look over each one of these steps that you see here for the word assignment. There's 10 located there, and make sure that you do each one of those for your word flyer. PowerPoint is going to be really similar to what you did for the celebration PowerPoint. You're going to create a PowerPoint presentation that covers at least 5 of your Olympic events. So think of that Olympics, do research on 5 of them, and right here it tells you exactly what to do on each one of the slides. Now, I've had some students come back and say, hey, you wanted me to do this on slide 5, and it really doesn't make sense with what I want to put on there, and I want to make some changes. You can make some changes, just not a whole lot, because I will be looking at each one of these things. But if you think something's going to work better, then go for it. Now, you can get up to 5 points of extra credit in this PowerPoint. I do want to transition, that's required. But if you want to add animations, and this is where some people want to change the animation, but if you want to add animation on 5 different slides, and this is in addition to the transitions, then you can get up to 5 extra credit points. So make sure everything's spelled correctly, your grammar correctly, your punctuations correctly. Make sure your graphics and pictures aren't covering your text. and submit that PowerPoint. So I'll go into a little more detail next week with the video, but the Olympic report is going to be due February 29th, so make sure that you pay attention to that. There is no typing on next week, but this week there is. So this week, Module 7, wow, PowerPoint 3, you've got your time typing, couple of PowerPoints that you need to do, and the holiday celebration. So try to have some fun with it this week. Reach out if you have questions. I'm here to help you be successful. Summer semester is almost over. If you haven't already enrolled in fall classes, now's a good time to do that. And as always, if you need me, reach out. I will get back with you as soon as I can. And have a great week. And stay cool.